G2 doing enough to slow it down. Lee's timing is impeccable.
Silence all over, and second swings back, Sight gets 3.
A win on Abyss for Sentinels puts them a map ahead in the series and now just one away from claiming their second kickoff trophy for 2 years running. Welcome back to VCT Americas. I wanted to talk quick about that composition from Sentinels and how their double smoke comp was so powerful on the attacking side. They're running the Astra Omen on this map, which is rather unusual, but the biggest strength of it is how they can play around their mid control. This is an early round 4, the first rifle round of this game, but in pretty much every round from SEN, you see them placing 2 smokes, one right there, one right there, which is essentially cutting off all of the normal lines that defenders are going to want to peek out, look down this area, and keep control of mid on this map. What that does is constantly threatens a walk-up. And because they have double smokes, they can do that every single round while still having enough smokes to go into an execute, unlike solo smokes where you'd end up waiting 40 seconds before an exec can come. And let's see how that plays out in this round. You see G2 is starting with 2 players in mid. Their breach is holding vents, which was broken at the very beginning of the round by Sentinels. The Astra is holding here, and you also have the tripwire there. Because of the pressure, there's only actually 1 player on this A site. And as I speed this up a little bit, there's going to be a fast hit into A from SEN. Because the players are preoccupied with mid, it's a free site. G2 are playing the retake. But the problems don't end there, because the spike is about to come down. And look at the positioning. You still have a player anchoring that B. You still have 2 players checking on mid. Someone is worried about that push into vents. And all of these players are having to rotate all the way back through, re-clear that space. And by the time they've re-cleared that space, SEN is already into the site with a winning post plant. They'll close this round out, and they did that consistently on their attacking side to get up and now be a map away. Let's check in now with Wyatt and GB, who are standing by in the crowd.
Thank you so much for that, Mimi. Yes, we decided to come amongst the people in the arena. Yeah. Now, of course, you have Sentinels. They're currently up in this series 2-1, and they're 1 step away from winning kickoff. Wyatt, we heard in the piece earlier, Leaf was talking about how this Sentinels team really relied on heroics, but it truly was a heroics and some damn good game plan that brought them over the line in map 3.
Definitely. Leaf was talking about that before these 2 teams matched up the first time. Those heroics did not come to fruition. Certainly not on Abyss, where they got torched by G2. Starting on the attack side with that comp, as Mimi illustrated, really important. And then over on defense, clutching out those post plants, 2v2s where John is stepping up with great utility, gets them over the finish line. Thrilled to see this go to Fracture, which is going to be so interesting given that these 2 teams have not played it yet. Yeah. So we don't know what is in store for us from either side.
Yeah, there's a lot of opportunities here, without a doubt. Something you want to see in Fracture, perhaps?
I'm certainly expecting to see a lot of Breach Seho from both sides. They're, again, going back to these being the 2 teams that have really leaned into what may be the best meta, playing these new agents, and so I expect to see that on Fracture where they really thrive. We've seen plenty of other teams in Americas running out here too.
Yeah, well, folks, this is it. I mean, we're getting down to the wire here, right? You're at map 4. Big opportunity here for Sentinels to be able to close it out. But the question is, can G2 force map 5? I don't know. Let's ask the audience here. How do you guys say? You think G2 can make map 5 happen? Or do you think Sentinels are going to close it at map 4 right here?
I don't think that was G2 side.
I think G2 was winning that.
G2 winning the crowd screaming challenge?
I gotta say, that I did not expect that, and I don't know what to do with my hands. But in any case, we're gonna hang out with the people here, chill, good time. But until then, we'll see you on the other side because we're gonna get ready for map number 4. Catch you then.
Welcome back, everybody. Yeah, might have food in my teeth as well, just catching a quick break and a snack as well. Got to fuel up for this one because we could be going a distance. That's what I mean. It's a best of 5. And Sentinels, they are one map away from being crowned our kickoff champions here in 2025. That is as well another title to add to their, you know,
another kickoff
cabinet case that's going crazy and potentially leading into Bangkok with the same energy they had in 2024.
It's also G2, a team that we haven't seen lose a single map on this stage. Almost on the edge of, I mean, it's not elimination necessarily. At this point, they've already earned their spot on Masters Bangkok, but it would be another trophy denied, as it was last year in Stage 1 and Stage 2 in Americas. They were in both finals, and they couldn't find a trophy lift. Have they got a choking problem? Is it more to do with their opponents that are big game players, whereas they have the same performance in every match? I think there's a lot of those kind of discussions going to come if SEN are able to push things across the line. But if they are to win here, it'll be on Fracture, a map where we haven't seen Sentinels play in VCT this year. And we're expecting a lot of Breach Tail because these teams have indexed super heavily into the new meta.
Yeah, expecting as well some big clashes between these two teams because that's what you get with Fracture. Hope the OBS team have got a couple of Red Bulls tucked away because they're going to need it. It's going to be chaotic and it's going to be messy. And so Jorgamo, getting the Breach Tail. Expected.
And we know that this team is extremely coordinated with those kind of plays. You have to be worried about the traps, and they have enormous amount of utility to clear you out when G2 are on the attack side, which they're going to start on. And here we see basically a mirror composition, except Zekken on the Yoru. So that means less util coming out from the Raise nade, but more opportunity to do stuff like the Yoru ult that gets you past a lot of the defensive util, and to mess with the opponent's Vice.
I think I might prefer it, to be honest, in terms of that head-to-head matchup. It just depends on the amount of time that's been put in the focus onto Fracture as our map here, because for Sentinels it means the world. Again, a reminder, this is the difference maker for them. If they win this map, they will be our champions of 2025 kickoff. Quick little fly through as well. Hold on to your seats because we're getting into the action momentarily, and it will be chaotic. It will be scrappy if any of these other Fracture games are anything to judge off.
I don't think that SEN are going to be able to hold on to tower control. That, to me, seems like a big concern. Celsius started the round there and then slips in front, but G2's pistol walking through Dish. They ran the same pistol previously.
Realizing it's the potential opener. Hello, suppression to Zekken. He actually can't evacuate away from this play. The Salva's pushing him back, but this is a call by Sentinels. They want to fight this one forwards into the spawn, see if they can catch Trent unaware. He's got to hear these rumble of the footsteps, and he's playing the slightest of off angles, right by the ropes as well. He has an exit strategy, but he might just want to take the fights to them. He does just that. Sentinels with a 2-player disadvantage now, forced to see if they can make risks and plays of their own, but Narrate is just swept away. G2 fully in control.
A flawless for G2 to open on the pistol. And not just in terms of the shooting, but also in terms of the execution. Jorg blast packs out into sight. They get the plant. And the positioning could not be better from Trent. If you're the solo player taking hauls in your ranked games like that, tuck into that corner. I mean, you've just got the best chance of success. Picture perfect from him without support. You were telling a story about it being really down to execution, ideas, your preparation. G2 have found an empty B site over here as well. There is some element of luck sometimes on Fracture, of whether the defense decides to go aggressive in a certain area.
4 lanes, the coin flip.
There is more of that in this map than most others.
Celsius. Oh, he just peeks his gun out, tracking the boombot in case he needed to swiftly get rid of it, but this is going to be a plan down for G2. Everybody up and ready to take this one. Not just that, I mean, the post-plan positions are pretty impeccable. Tower control, main control. It's going to be hard for SEN to get anything done.
Another big thing that the Yoru doesn't give you, if we want to talk about comp analysis just for a moment as well, is the Raise nade for plant denial. You still have salvos, you still have aftershock. SEN are not going to be too worried about that kind of stuff, but they don't have as much utility. See how that kind of stuff plays out.
And the hunt begins for a couple of kills. See if he can string together the ults, get them online nice and early.
Nobody too close though. Jorg not given as many orbs as perhaps he was hunting for, hungry for. But there's yet to be a kill from the side of Sentinels. Double flawless.
Yeah, just spotting it. Betrayed by the bundle, it's unfortunate.
The SEN bundle giveth and the SEN bundle taketh away.
But this is their chance for Sentinels to get back into things a bit more even footing. In fact, largely on the side of Sentinels when it comes to that economy.
It's the pistol round setup again. Trent, the only player towards Hall's side. His job to wait for a push, to drone, to get information, and then potentially have Jorgamo blast back through and crunch a player like Zekken.
Bit of noise being made. Seems to be an awareness from the Sentinels players, but smokes are going to be dividing up the site now. It's all up onto G2. Jorgamo will make an attempt to conquer. And speaking of that, I mean, Sentinels just overwhelmed Trent from that spot, putting him into a really uncomfortable position. With him gone, they don't have to worry about the A main flank too much. And G2 don't really have the weaponry to be taking straight up duels here. They're pushing spawn. Yeah, risk to their own. Zelsays just layering down and raining them down with lead on top of it, man. Still from the back. Leaf, a lot to contest with there. Sound cues all around him. And so, pretty good answer back by Sentinels.
It's a bit strange to run a bonus round that's exactly the same as your pistol round, because you've already given them a chance to learn the lessons from that first loss. And here the lesson was, we need to be earlier onto Trent. We can't allow him to just get back into that passive position already. And they caught him with a wave of flashes. I mean, Breach flash, Yoru flash.
Let's go.
And then they could turn around and deal with the pack from G2.
Critically as well. I mean, G2 haven't been able to keep the ball rolling in terms of ultimates gained.
No.
There's 4 orbs to choose from on Fracture. If you take it slow and steady, you might be able to make your way towards it. It's part of the danger on this map.
Last time we saw G2 play, they were fast tempo, which is a little bit unusual. You expect them to be more of that slower defaulting team. But on this map, they just ran a bunch of fast set plays.
Oh, the repeat! Put a boom in your face just makes it a bit of a mistake there still. It's answered back. That was John QT just layering down that covering fire. And the Thorns, that's a sound cue!
Yeah, that's so good.
Leave, here's the reposition of Bang, and knows to punish. Dimensional Drift going to be expended though. Zekken has got to do something to try and turn the tide of this fight. Sweeping their way out through the smokes. A bit of ground's going to be gained, out through and wide. G2 running down these players.
That's a disgusting kill onto Zekken towards the end of his Dimensional Drift. Like I was saying, G2, they've got a decent playbook on this map. A lot of it, though, was quick, well-coordinated executes, splits. Trying to use overwhelming utility advantages. This is very nice, as you pointed out. The audio cue given there. The other thing, though, that G2 was super ready for was any kind of flood attempt. It's not just the Thorns, they were also, you know, eyes on those smokes, waiting for Bang to run through with a flash. And the silver lining around G2 not getting early ults online is that they're about to access a immediate, enormous arsenal.
Senna playing a bit more loose onto the other side of things, just trying to earn up ults of their own. They grabbed an orb for Zelsis. He has the sealed garden if they get into position. So Zekken has really got to hold on to spawn control. His team are here. Nade, push them back in case there is that flood attempt. A bit of spam. Oh, Leaf. Gotta be careful. Gotta be really careful like that. Here's that ult. I just talked about it. Gonna be playing a bit of a difference. Leaf goes down though. That's an aftershock. Meant to deal with this one. Shorty in hand. He's up on the high ground. Just laying down death from above. Still, it's Sentinels managed to regain control of the side. It comes down to the spam straight down main. These players are toppling Sentinels. It looked like they had an advantage, but just like that, turn of a dime, it's all gone the wrong way. A tap, they've earned half, but guns out wide.
Now Valen has
got the ult, orbital strike. Your outs are dwindling. Your options are out. And what can Zekken do? Salvos to work against. The rapid spike approaching. He's forced to save it away.
Zekken had a decent opportunity, actually, of being able to get a kill on Sand that could maybe have turned something. G2 in odd post-plant spots there, scramble away with a victory. That's a Jorgamo play if I've ever seen one. But they're relying on spam here to be able to get the job done. And then just got the ult online.
Yeah.
Like I'm talking about, though, this bank of ultimates is up now for G2. And this is very concerning for SEN. G2 weren't forced to use them early in the half. And now, assuming they can navigate an anti-eco, it's going to be really difficult for SEN to win any of these eco swing rounds.
Go for heaven? What is that? Oh, just, okay.
All right,
No
so,
attempt to nab it, yeah.
yeah, stopping any kind of flood.
Bang is feeling the heat. My God, what a shot to hit. But they know where he is now with only 2 bullets left to work with. It's a quick cleanup indeed by Jonah P. The Thorns popped off as the flood attempt is occurring. Sentinels just trapped up in the brambles. No chance in hell to see if they can turn the tide of that fight.
I think G2 have got really solid awareness of how to stop these flood attempts from coming through. It'd have to be a 1v4.
Zekken has done crazy stuff in the past, but he doesn't know where this SAN player is. Flashback. Perfect timing. Jonah P just spams it down even though he was blinded up. 5-1.
And still big ultimates available for G2. Right?
Oh,
I mean,
my.
enormous ultimates available.
They're huge.
In fact, though, SEN have caught up a little bit. But this round is going to mean everything for the first half. SEN down 5-1. And if they lose this, they'll have invested a bunch of ultimates. Their guns are going to be mostly disappearing.
It's very all in from SEN.
It's their pistol round strat again. They're waiting to take contact, holding the fault line.
Pixel angle play by Zekken. He's not going to be caught though. Has the TP to get back and away. He is anchoring hard onto the site. Not sure if they heard that one. It's a rolling thunder. Clears his way through. Oh my, the clone on top to try and fake and obfuscate where he could be hiding, but he cannot escape from that Jorgamo sightline. Bang. Makes an attempt of it, putting a squeeze onto the site players, but G2 are just overwhelming it, man. Holding it down, they know what to expect.
And so much good utility to stop the flood from coming through. Jorg deliberately got breach ulted there, by the way. He got catapulted in by his own breach. He's got Blast Pack and Rolling Thunder sending him in.
That's a hell of a lot of momentum.
And that's what I'm talking about. SEN, they gotta save this, and they might be able to pull together a buy. They got 1,000 credits in the bank on a few of their players. John and Zelsis don't need to rebuy armor. You know, they'll be able to get something going, but they've used big ultimates.
Yeah.
And now G2 still have Visal, Armageddon. They are completely running away with this map.
Incredibly tricky spot for SEN to be in. And at this point as well, if they make the adjustments, I mean, G2, they've conditioned them heavily over towards A. They could just turn the side over towards B.
I'm already starting to think, it's way too early, by the way, but I'm already starting to think about Haven and the fact that we haven't seen either of these teams there.
No, it's been a kind of a soft ban for both of them, almost a perma, where they just have been avoiding it.
And yet it's the decider for the trophy if G2 continue this momentum.
It's hard to stop teams. Yeah, I mean, I do like the play from Zekken. He fake drones over the top just in case, but I think with the drone just on top of the wall, it kind of gives it away that that's not the real one.
You don't think that's reasonable?
It's cheeky, but doesn't quite work out for them, and it forces the timeout from SEN, as we were saying, because this is a map that is just rapidly dwindling, getting away from them. It's 6-1 currently for G2.
And honestly, is there anything that complicated about what G2 are doing? It's not tough for John to get the read on. They're running splits on them. They're picking A or B, and they're running a split. But SEN can't stop them. And SEN can't get Flood rotates through because they're getting blocked by the Thorns, by the Brim Molly. The utility is just creating a clear pathway for G2 to get into the site. And unless Sentinels have really good set retakes, and maybe that could be the answer, focusing on set retakes and focusing on early round aggression in a certain area, so that if you realize it's an A split early on, you can go and take tree, go take arcade, and at least have a flank going in the retake, so that you're not all stuck. But these site anchor players are just getting completely left on an island.
And here's where the conditioning plays a part, because it's all been A, and now G2 looking over towards B main.
Okay, but also, look at Zelsis. How is he going to be able to get value from this spot? I mean, you're about to face so much util, and there is no help coming.
I mean, Trent's holding onto the Armageddon. This is probably going to be used to clear the way, especially if this drone spots him, which no one is here.
But SEN are react pushing.
Right here, yeah, they're through. Already on through the choke point. It's a fault line. Armageddon, there's no chance.
You're done so.
You're done so. straight into the open arms and the firing line the G2 were waiting for. And look at this read! It's the wall, I think, that was triggered. They got to know that there was something up on towards the flank. Something was smelling up, and it's onto Zekken! Layering down. That's impressive fire indeed. Gets the one. Still alive, 56 health to work with. He's making his way forward. John QT stops him at the front door. Sorely needed here for Sentinels.
And Zekken relocates, takes the rope. Oh, and John is too good for it.
Nice.
What a day for John QT. Captain IGL of Sentinels guides them to their second round. So it was that adjustment I was talking about, trying to push out the opposite side of the map so that you have a flank going on. And G2, they actually did read it, as you were saying. The Vice Wall gave them the cue. They just couldn't win the fight at Tree. And they couldn't get past John.
I took care of it.
Is that going to work as a tactical adjustment, a strategic adjustment for the rest of the half? There's 4 rounds left to be played. Does it force G2 to slow down?
Very spread out. This is an awkward smoke to try and get past.
They actually are defaulting for the first time here, G2.
Yeah.
They've not just picked the strat from the playbook.
Leak didn't get any acknowledgement from the deep flash that he just threw out there through the smoke, so they know that B main was clear.
But Sentinels weren't simply picking a timing and pushing. They were using the fact that Zellsis knew it was a B hit to push out holes. So the fact that G2 are defaulting right now, it's not really putting a threat in the mind of Sen.
Oh, this might be a perfect time. Wait a minute, it's an aftershock.
The aftershock. Nice read.
Yeah, John barely gets out of dodge. They know the breach is going to be on the south side with a play like that. Drone of their own as well. Clears the way through A main, but this is all 5 players grouped up. Normally they've been opting into the A splits. You can see eyes are trained. Sentinels are worried about the potential threat of drop, and if they try and contact play into it as a Steel Garden, respect shown. Smoke split up the site. Util of their own going to be used and expended, trying to slow them all the way down, but Jogamo's straight in there.
It's amazing retake ultimates here for Sentinels. Zekken can give them full info for the breach ult.
And here it is, Dimensional Drift. It's going to point into the direction for his team to let loose, really. As you mentioned, potential there with a breach shot, but John QT has gone down. Jogamo's found one onto Bang as well. And the ults let loose. There's 20 seconds left into this. Zeken's just trying to buy some time for the rest of his team to get in. He could be the difference maker. 13 seconds, he needs to clear this guy up. He's got 1 for his troubles, but it's all answered. G2, lock and key is what he got to side under. Zellsis creeping around the corners, but even the drop just being watched for. 7-2 now. That scoreline, just when you think Sentinels are being able to come up with some answers.
I'm not even sure I could tell you exactly how G2 won that situation. Sen had a good setup. It looked like they got all the info that they needed, and then G2 got a couple of kills that seemed like they came out of nowhere. There's one onto John, and there's the second on the Bang. And that put them in a devastating spot. John got stuck in a corner, but Bang's death, you got to credit to Jogamo actually getting proactive and working his way through the smoke.
Yeah.
And another tactical timeout being called here for Sentinels. They're in a tough spot. 7-2 down. Back and forth game here. What a best of 5 we've been treated to. And it shows you that I think the map picks are a little bit fraudulent in these kind of BO5 situations. Both teams doing better on the maps that they didn't pick.
And that comes down to, I think, Sen putting in a lot of preparation, knowing that they were going to be going onto those maps.
Yeah,
they had clear ideas there, but
they should have had available anti for this map as well, actually, because we've seen G2 play it, albeit only once. And Sen, I don't think have been able to come up with the right answers early enough to G2's overwhelming executes.
You can barely breathe, man. You're trying to anchor into that spot. Like you said, I mean, it's just flashes, stuns, thorns through the smokes. There's no flood attempt, there's no anchor attempt. You can't do it.
The one positive for Sentinels is that when they get on the attack side, they could do similar stuff themselves.
Oh, yeah.
They still have all the same tools, albeit that slight difference between the Yoru and the Raze.
Gives you extra options, though, if they lean into it. But they need rounds here and now in this first half. You can see that's why Sentinels have used 2 timeouts at this point. And there's a familiar little Molly lineup that's going to be landing, I believe, to the back section of tower. There it is. Clears the way.
And then you've got the salvos following up. If you were in tower this round, you're dead.
Sen playing offside, though. Aware of that. Don't really have the guns, though, to do a good job of things. Still, that flash actually could have saved it for the retake, but nobody pushes forwards. In fact, I believe it's the Thorns in the smokes again. Just dead it off the call. As soon as they hear that util that's going to be expended.
I mean, Leafs just used another one as well.
Stops them from getting through, but Zekken is the one with a rifle. Hero plays in order, and just the timing unfortunate there. Jorgamo taking a little bit of a swing, flash up through into the corner, but a strike is committed, pushing these players out wide, and there's util in their hands. They're just left looking clueless. G2 in control, looking cold with it, man.
That is beautiful. Leaf has so much impact in this round. Throws down the Thorns to stop any kind of flood attempt coming through, and then flanks underneath tunnel to get the wraparound on an area that Zekken had already cleared. When Zekken goes down here, it's like, all right, okay, we don't have arcade control, but neither do they. Little do they know that Leaf is on the prowl. 8-2. And it's looking more and more likely that this trophy is going to get decided on a complete unknown map of Haven.
Yeah, we don't know what to expect. We really don't. Bullets are hitting, connecting, bang, pressing the advantage as a SEN. They're trying to get ahead of these timings that G2 are taking. Works out in their favor, but it's going to be util used pound for pound. And Shonapi push forwards into it to scramble, an attempt of salvage from here. G2 to get that spike back, and it's very apparent which area of the map they're trying to fight over at this point. Sentinels. Ooh, some way or form, they have that advantage.
Flash didn't catch onto John QT somehow there.
Yeah. They got lost in the geometry of the map. Oh my god! Bullets almost landing. One's up and over. Celsius has to respect that, give up that space. Cut noise, playing it slow now.
SEN are pretty happy to just rotate to where the noise has been, though. Here's a Tejo drone to try to get a little more info.
Didn't clear the box. They're worried about Sand at the same time, and here's the salvos. Oh, no, there's no gaps to play in! Tap with the Guardians in hand. Leave it just down to Trent, though. It's a 1v2, and offline! Held down. Zekken reveals his hand there. But they're going to take it, I think. They need every single round they can take.
SEN need another.
Yeah, they do.
An 8-4 half, if they could get a pistol. Something that generally has been evading them a little in this series. Maybe it's doable. Narate stepped up when his team needed him in that brawl over towards Halls this round.
Sorry.
And they left Zekken and Celsius Wall alone on B. It's allowing them to stack the sights a little more.
Final round of the first half here on Fracture.
And a B-split called. Celsius under pressure, drops back into sight instead of the safety of Jenny.
Good luck dealing with this. Showstopper unleashed. Good util. To Molly. Thorns, and he knows the wall's there on top of it. Out of the way, the fuse is going to be running out. Bang just takes the timing! Pushes straight past it. The initiative seized there by SEN. Spike dropped down into no man's land. Now Trent has earned himself an ult, but it's a 2v5. And with these players topple the ult, can't take that one into the next half. Sentinels done enough here. 4 rounds.
Pretty great. Honestly, that is the adjustment that SEN were looking for. Feels a bit like the end of Abyss, where it took them a while, but they eventually got the read on how to play against G2. A flawless to end the half, makes things doable at 8-4. They probably need a pistol, but at the same time, they've got a very similar comp on attack, so it might just end up being overwhelming execs from them.
Could just be that snowball potential, the execs coming through, attack side, whatever it is. But listen, we're going to send it down to GB and River down in the crowd. Let's send it down to them now.
Yes, we are. I'm joined by Paul here, a person that I grabbed from the crowd to participate in this game. Paul, where are you from, buddy?
The Martinez, California.
Hey, we got a local Californian in the house, guys. Give it up, give it up. Now, let's get into this real fast. The name of the game is Chuck the Raisnades into the bucket. Riv is in the middle of the crowd, and you got a bunch of Raisnades to toss into the crowd. I mean, the bucket, whichever you decide. Let's go ahead and do this. 3, 2, 1, go! Oh, almost, a little more. Whatever you do, don't hit the jib. That costs a lot of money.
Don't worry, abilities don't kill everyone.
Yeah, that's true.
There it is.
Here. Yeah, hold this.
Almost.
And then I'm going to toss them over here. Oh, no! Oh,
Keep it coming. Keep it coming.
Oh, no! There are grenades everywhere.
Almost.
Oh, man, it's almost as if I'm doing this intentionally.
He's launching.
All right,
He cares about the community.
Riv, come on. Hold on.
Oh, stolen.
Riv, hit it. Catch it, Riv.
That was not your attempt, GB.
I'm trying.
Another.
I'm trying. Oh, we got a few
And another.
more.
And another.
Okay, not that one.
Oh! Go. Jet knife to the bucket. Go. Believe in yourself. You can accomplish it. Maybe not that one. It's okay. You don't get to keep the bucket, though. Don't get to keep the bucket. No bucket. Hey, guys, give it up for Paul. Riv, how many did we get?
We got
3. 3. Let's go. Let's go, Paul. I'll give you some free stuff as well. But, folks, let's get back into the game and do this bad boy. Come on, give me energy.
And there's a lot on the line here for Sentinels. The pistol round, it's all he needed. Currently 8-4 with G2 versus SEN. A decider map here for that trophy. It's the grand finals, of course, of our kickoff here in Americas 2025. Both of these teams are really pushing each other. The adaptations, the hits need to be coming through.
And a big clash.
Fired, yeah, and this is it. Did you order a little bit of argy-bargy? Because you might be getting it here. And now off the contact. Ball line. It's a little bit delayed, and they want to take it one step further. Narrate hard committed. Flash will not save you. It's a 3-piece. Ordered up nice and pretty. Jorgmo delivers it to his team.
Are they going to be able to find the timing here? Leaf tucked in, waiting for it.
What is that? He's turning to reclaim the flash. He's using it for information. He's just missed that mark.
It still should not be winnable for Sentinels because of the Spike's position down here at Dish. But in theory, if John manages to pick up Valen, it could be. Jorg's looking. They've spotted one.
There's an important fight happening over towards the A site.
Yeah.
John wins it.
If John wins it, then Jorg and Trent would have to turn around. There's still 45 seconds here, and Celsius has found that they've backed up. So he was being pressured out from taking this fight, and he's taken some space.
Oh, he's just body blocked the thorns. Jordan was straight ahead of it.
They're about to double up. John has made the wraparound, and Valen's still looking for him in halls, sand.
Comes down to this fight. Doubled up. Info is going to be gathered here, and yet respect shown by G2. Peppering them with bullets straight through the Dish, but they've got the spike and they got themselves out, but there's only 17 seconds to work with. And here's the danger.
G2 have got the read.
Yeah. And planting out potentially. I'm not too sure when the salva's coming online, but Jordan was already there. Just been using to see if they can push this one by the 6 seconds left. And yeah, when time's running that short, it's open-handed, isn't it? There's your iBuyPower ace.
That's ridiculous that that's an ace round. Normally the aces are super condensed, put together. But Jorg aces on the pistol, stopping them from getting the spike. I like the setup from SEN, but Jorg just hit the shots.
That's hashtag unlock your ace on social media as well. You're getting plenty of prizes. But Jorg, yeah, I don't know how you're going to be fitting that one into a Twitter clip, but good luck.
Well, here G2 with another opportunity.
Jorg's 2 away from the ult.
I mean, he's going for it, isn't he? He's going for the ult orb off the back of the salvo pressure. And now he's got the timing to come back and potentially collect some of these kills in sand.
Door open though. Jonah P obviously expects that something's up. Playing this one safely, just a slight jiggle, but potential to be overwhelmed. Jorgen's got a nade, flashed up, blinded, and here's the swing, and a big, oh no! The classic bullet just going wide. Rare whippage there. Cleaned up in the end, G2. It's flawless, it's 10 rounds. Ults are flourishing. A bonus round is going to be looking increasingly deadly now from them as well. But that showstopper has been earned up.
And I think this is the kind of situation, 6 rounds down, where Jorg has actually managed to work up, because of his ace on the pistol, he's worked his way up to a defensive showstopper. These are the kind of maps where I think SEN, even if they play their absolute best, they're going to need G2 to fumble if they want to be able to lift the trophy at the end of Fracture. They need a bit of help from the gods. Everything seems aligned here for G2. Can SEN find the magic?
Drone opens the door, and Jorgemo's right behind it. That nade, rebound, it's almost perfect. Damage done. Ray survives. Still has his util in hand as well for this re-clear coming through. Drone, see what it spots off. And here's an attempt of it. Zekken steps forwards, Trendo quick on the trigger and the trade.
They got rid of Jorgemo though, which means no showstopper. So that's one piece of plant denial not available. Can Sen get in? Valin under pressure.
Yeah, definitely under pressure. There's flashes all over the place, man. He's blind as a bat. He can't see anything in this spot. So I thought, what is that? Ferrari swing. But Zelsis stuck himself now onto the site, and he's left with a series of unknowns just wandering around his head. Where are these players? He's tapping, hoping, praying that they open themselves up into it, making it that much more winnable. Dodges the flash, and now he knows it, at least expects it. One player, at least in domain, sees the barrel. Can't win the fight. It's Trent that locks onto him. All bang to the head.
And G2 convert the bonus, something that was going on frequently in maps earlier today. Thinking back to Pearl. Valin's under enormous amounts of pressure there.
One enemy remaining.
He's got a salvo that he's sat inside of, has to push forwards, gets team flashed as well, and still got a kill. That's kind of ridiculous that he's able to come away with the goods in that spot. Sen have got to cobble together a buy, and it's not pretty.
It's desperation. It's the trouble. Jogamo's still holding on to this showstopper on top of it. Not a pretty buy at all. Zekken, flash primed, doubled up actually, just in case someone was anti. Sen are aware of the gaps in terms of how they wanted to play this one, but it's immediately caught. You can see Valin rattling off commands to the rest of his team.
I mean, look at Trent pushed out over towards the north side.
He's got so much information.
They're flanking so early. They did this in the prior as well.
Just, yeah, lambs to the slaughter. Steel Garden overlaid on top. Jogamo does not care. You can take away his gun, but he's still got the rockets. Still the salvos out wide here, drifting in and out of these fights. And it's Bang who ends up dropping. Two players left to stand here from Sen, Zekken and Zelsis, trying to make sense of this chaos in the round, trying to reclaim any sort of space. Zelsis slips in from under. There's the one, jiggle. And stun, oh no! Just a bullet tag slowing down the momentum. He can't evade that.
Good dodge on the flash. Step one.
Many more to follow, and G2, more than a firm grasp, man. They have been in control from the start here on Fracture. They might be a map down, but they are determined to take this one all the way.
And you're seeing right from the beginning, the game plan is to push out the opposite side of the map. They've now done this multiple times, round 15 and round 16. When Sen look geared up to go for a B split.
I see two people just like this.
Yeah, because he's found the perfect timing. And because Sen are not thinking about that. Sen were too slow to do that on their own defense half. G2 are ahead in the macro.
There's no more room for error for Sen. At this point, basically just thinking ahead to Haven, but gotta focus. Maybe gather a bit of momentum, just make it that much more doable. Valin does eventually get removed away from the site here. The bullets are firing. Sentinels flooding out the feed.
They know that tree's been compromised.
It's going to be heard for. Committal, they know where the plant is as well. That nade is going to be rebounding, pushing John out into the open. And, well, okay, now a spray down, Trent! Where have you pulled that from? Just from the side, just when he thought Sen were getting comfortable into this round. It's a 1v1. Him versus the Narrate. Doesn't expect to reposition. Narrate straight from behind. Took that fast time in to flank around, and so the slightest of breathing room. But the question is, how many more rounds can string together until it's just over?
I also think that's the only way you're killing Trent at the moment, with a bullet to the back of the head. Because if you take a straight fight against him at the moment, he looks unstoppable. 17 and 6 on this map, by the way.
Nice! Come on, man, brick by brick.
Brick by brick. Well, they'll need another 7 rounds. Just to get things to overtime, by the way, not even to win the map.
Morale still keeping it up. Big ults on either side.
They need to be looking for these defensive pushes because G2 are constantly active.
This is going to be cleared out. Wait a second, Sen. No, they're being squeezed! Up onto the ropes. Celtics just couldn't quite escape in time. Trying to go a little bit quirky with the movement there. Zeken's just not able to get that kill. Slightest miss with a Bucky in hand. And it's up to Bang to respond. And he does. It's 2 ripped away and Armageddon of their own, and they have that site access, turning it back into the 3v3. Slowed once more. Great sticking with the plant. John finds his kill and his mark. Leaf. He's cheeky with it on this map. He's often trying to take those timings, and it's unusual to catch him unaware.
They've just heard the door open, but I don't think they're going to be aware of Valin. They still think there's a chance that he's over towards Spawn.
Senna not out of that danger zone just yet. Creeping forwards, he's just spotted it. Just the shoulder. Fault line, it's instantaneous. It's rapid. These players are dwindling. They are toppling G2. It's almost there. It's within their grasp. And they will have it. Not to be denied. Haven is inevitable.
The best of 5 of the kickoff trophy between our 2 top teams from Americas. And it goes all the distance, all the way. Not every map has been close here today. Each round feels like there's chances for either team to win. This one probably the most one-sided in G2's favor, at least. They certainly came in with a bigger macro understanding of what they wanted to do. Their attack side's impossible to flood defend against. On defense, constantly getting those pushes working. The set plays, the ideas were great. Do we have any clue, though, what's going to happen on Haven? No. We haven't seen it from either of these teams. They've been mostly banning it. It is such an unknown way to crown the best team in Americas of early 2025.
Yeah, and what a way to do it, man. These teams have pushed each other to the brink. As you mentioned, Josh, listen, not every map has been close, but we deserve this. These teams are delivering. Haven is where it's all going to be decided. Multiple unknowns across the board. I just cannot wait to get back into the action.